Rodriguez has all the ingredients to be a serious Kentucky Derby contender. Not just a hopeful participant, but a real threat to take home the roses at Churchill Downs. When we break down the facts surrounding this colt, from his pedigree to his connections, his racing style, and his performances so far, it becomes clear that Rodriquez is not just another name on the entry list. He's a formidable force with a legitimate chance of winning the biggest race in American horse racing. Let's start with pedigree, which matters greatly in the Derby, especially when looking for a horse capable of handling the tough 1.25-mile distance. Rodriguez is bred in Kentucky, the heartland of top-class thoroughbred racing, and he's the son of Authentic, the 2020 Kentucky Derby winner. Authentic not only won the Derby, but he did it with a front-running style, setting fast fractions yet still having enough left to hold off high-class horses like Tis the Law down the stretch. That kind of stamina and speed is precisely what you want in a Derby horse, and it's something Rodriguez may have inherited. His dam, Keala by Cherokee Run, adds even more speed to the bloodline. Cherokee Run was a champion sprinter, meaning Rodriguez likely has a powerful cruising speed and the kind of acceleration that's deadly in a Derby field. Moving on to Rodriguez's connections, they read like a who's who of modern horse racing success. His owners include SF Racing, Starlight Racing, and Madaket Stables, all of whom were part of the ownership groups for major winners like Authentic and Justify, the 2018 Triple Crown winner. This isn't a group of hopeful first-timers hoping to get lucky. It's a coalition of seasoned, proven winners who know what it takes to get a horse to the Derby starting gate, and more importantly, to the Derby winner's circle. Then there's trainer Bob Baffert, a name synonymous with Kentucky Derby success. Baffert's resume speaks volumes. 6 Kentucky Derby victories, tied for the most all-time with the legendary Ben Jones, including back-to-back Triple Crown wins with American Pharoah in 2015 and Justify in 2018. It's true that Baffert has had his controversies, notably the disqualification of Medina Spirit in 2021 and his subsequent suspension, but putting all that aside, few trainers are better at getting a horse ready to peak on the first Saturday in May. After 3 years away from the Derby, Baffert is back, and he's hungry for redemption. Rodriguez could be his statement horse, a way to remind everyone that no matter what obstacles come his way, Baffert remains the master of Derby preparation. Mike Smith will have the ride on Rodriguez, and while Smith's overall Derby record 2-4-28 might not jump off the page, his 2 wins were both historic. He rode Longshot Giacomo to an upset win in 2005 and piloted Justify to a flawless Triple Crown sweep in 2018. Smith's experience is unmatched, and he knows how to navigate the chaos of the Derby's 20-horse fields. Having a calm, battle-tested rider like Smith aboard is a huge asset for a horse who figures to be prominent early. When we look at Rodriguez's form, it's equally impressive. His record stands at 2 wins, 2 seconds, and a third in just 5 career starts, meaning he's been first, second, or third every time he's run. That consistency is crucial because the Kentucky Derby isn't just a sprint. It's a mental and physical grind where toughness matters. Horses that have faced adversity and still fought for strong finishes tend to perform well in Louisville. Rodriguez's most recent race, the Grade 2 Wood Memorial at Aqueduct on April 5th, offers strong evidence that he's peaking at the right time. He dominated that race by 3.5 lengths over a competitive field, leading every step of the way. Winning the Wood Memorial has historically been a significant prep for the Derby. Horses like Fusashi Pegasus, 2000 Derby winner, and Monarchos, 2001 Derby winner, used victories in the Wood as stepping stones to Derby glory. And while in recent years the Wood's influence on the Derby has waned somewhat, the sheer authority of Rodriguez's win cannot be ignored. He wasn't just the best horse in that race, he was clearly superior. Now let's talk about running style, which might be Rodriguez's biggest weapon. He's a front runner, much like his sire Authentic. In the Derby, where there's often a mad scramble for early position, having a horse who naturally breaks sharply and wants to be on or near the lead can be an advantage, provided he's not cooked by the early fractions. Authentic showed that a fast but controlled pace can win the Derby. Rodriguez seems built in the same mold. His ability to seize the lead and control the race could make him incredibly dangerous, especially if the other speed horses don't push him too hard early. One critical factor in the Kentucky Derby is how the race sets up, and this year it doesn't appear that there's a ton of suicidal early speed in the field. That scenario could play right into Rodriguez's hooves. If he gets an uncontested or manageable early lead, he could do exactly what he did in the Wood Memorial. Run them off their feet before they even realize the race is getting serious. Psychologically, Rodriquez also has a compelling narrative that suggests resilience and inspiration. His name is in homage to Sixto Rodriguez, the American musician whose story was told in the Oscar-winning documentary Searching for Sugar Man. Sixto Rodriguez's journey was one of perseverance against all odds, of quiet greatness finally being recognized on a global stage. It's a fitting name for a horse trying to make a splash in the most iconic race in America. Like his namesake, Rodriquez the horse could be poised to go from relatively unknown to internationally celebrated in a matter of minutes. There are, of course, questions Rodriquez will have to answer on Derby Day. Chief among them, can he get the full 1.25 mile distance against the best crop of 3-year-olds in the country? Authentic faced the same question in 2020 and answered emphatically. Plus, Rodriguez's front-running style, combined with his powerful stamina influences from his pedigree, suggests he should have enough gas in the tank to get the job done, especially if the pace scenario plays in his favor. Another point worth noting is Baffert's uncanny knack for improving horses at exactly the right time. Again and again, we've seen Baffert-trained horses produce career-best performances on Derby Day. Think about American Pharoah, Justify, and Authentic. Each one was at his absolute peak when it mattered most. If Rodriguez is sitting on a similar move forward, he could very well turn the Derby into a wire-to-wire showcase. In conclusion, Rodriguez can absolutely win the Kentucky Derby, and there are plenty of reasons to believe it. Elite pedigree being by a Kentucky Derby winner in Authentic. Powerhouse connections with an ownership group that knows how to win big races. Hall of Fame trainer in Bob Baffert returning with something to prove. Top-class jockey in Mike Smith who has already won the Derby twice. Dominant form, highlighted by a runaway win in the Grade 2 Wood Memorial. Ideal running style as a front-runner in a field without excessive early speed. Strong mental profile, tying into the inspiring story of his namesake. The Kentucky Derby is always unpredictable. That's part of its magic. But when you add it all up, Rodriguez checks just about every box you could want. If he breaks sharply, makes the lead, and relaxes under Mike Smith's expert hands, it's very easy to imagine Rodriguez setting the pace and never looking back, carrying his legacy into the history books, much like the man he's named after. So don't be surprised if, come Derby evening, it's Rodriguez who is standing tall in the winner's circle, wearing that famous blanket of roses. This horse has the speed, the heart, the connections, and the story to do it.